Many people ask, so what's the secret to getting a new technology or practice adopted? And what makes the difference between a technology or innovation that really takes off versus those that get completely ignored? Well, here's a simple rule of thumb for voluntary adoption that captures some of the key ingredients for successful practice change. The story for me goes back to the days of the Salinity program, when a team project logic exercise identified the 3 key ingredients for successful adoption. Back then, the ultimate outcome was no loss of value to the community because of salinity. And to achieve that, we needed remedial measures in place and working, which required adoption of proven remedial actions by land managers who own land contributing to the salt problem. And from there we found there were 3 critical ingredients. And ever since, this rule of thumb has been in play wherever I've seen significant adoption or practice change occur, no matter what the issue. And importantly, for successful adoption to occur, we need all 3 of these ingredients happening at the same time. It doesn't matter in what order, but if we only have 2 of these key ingredients, we won't have successful adoption. Pretty simple. We need something that works, such as salinity remedial actions proven to work. We need land managers wanting to adopt it, providing a real benefit to them. And they have what they need so that they can adopt, such as money, equipment, skills and time. I'll now explain these 3 in more detail. Ingredient A is a proven technology or practice. It works. This is like a traditional flow of new R&D, technologies and innovations that have already been developed, tested and proven to work at scale, and there is little or no risk. You're confident and can see that it works. Ingredient B is the target audience having the right attitude. I want it. This is knowing specifically what your target audience needs, requiring great market research and industry intelligence. To be desirable, it must solve a key problem or be a significant improvement to their current situation. If what people currently have is working really well for them, they are often unlikely to seek or desire change. So knowing your target audience is really critical. Often, timing is a crucial feature of this element, and it's really important to know when a window of adoption might have opened up due to a recent change in people's circumstances, such as a recent season or event. And that's why we need to be agile enough to be coming up with solutions when people need them. Ingredient C, we need to ensure that we have the capacity to adopt. Yes, I can do it. That means there are no barriers which prevent someone from adopting or applying the innovation, such as time, money, skills, access to service providers, equipment or inputs. It's critical to remember that we need all 3 of these ingredients happening at once. Getting 2 out of 3 isn't enough for adoption. Here's a quick example using a new herbicide-tolerant lentil variety. Firstly, farmers want to fix a current gap in their rotation with a profitable lentil crop. However, weed management is a critical issue, and lentils have been perceived as an uncompetitive crop with limited herbicide options. So there's a desire for a new variety. But new tolerances are being developed by breeders and the R&D done so farmers can see the tolerance and weed control in the field, and a new variety profitably yielding where others don't. We now have the 2nd key ingredient. Thirdly, growers must have what they need to grow it well, such as access to clear advice, support, equipment, agronomy and marketing skills. Get all 3 of these and things will happen. Or here's another quick example. In the mid-90s, after a run of very wet years, some farmers in Southwest suffered big losses from crop waterlogging. This meant the attitude or desire for change existed. In response, farmers, agronomists working via SFS undertook a variety of applied agronomy R&D to see what worked and came up with raised beds as a successful option, one that they could see worked. Then they teamed up with farm surveyors and contractors to see how best to identify, map and adopt a system of cropping on raised beds. This adoption went from trials in year 1 to 9 farmer paddocks in year 2 to over 50 farmers adopting in year 3, all driven by an initial dissatisfaction and then a well-organised and agile effort to come up with something that worked and made farmers better off. So if you're working on adoption, this rule of thumb is well worth looking at, just to check that you've got those 3 key ingredients. Firstly, that you have something that's proven to work. And second, that people want to adopt it for some benefit or gain. And thirdly, that they can adopt it and there's no barriers holding them back. So give it a go and see if this can help map out your next adoption project.